Yeah. I feel compelled to share with you guys a disquiet, a kind of gnawing anxiety you feel like a fist in the stomach that asks the question, is the juice worth the squeeze? So much sacrifice is asked of us by the world. The price of success asks for nothing less than everything, and we wonder at times whether we're selling our soul. I wonder myself, am I selling my soul? How do I live with integrity while still being a productive citizen? How do I think it was Jamie Wheel who said the difference between the artist and the madman is the scorecard. So there are all these ways in which our impact, or rather in which our character is measured by our impact. And so I feel the push and pull of wanting to make it and wanting to succeed and wanting to put in the time to gain the validation and respect of the external world and so on and so forth. But there's also this hunger and this disquiet between those expectations and my own actual desires, my need to simply be, my need to destroy, to shatter my boundaries, to merge with another person, to lose myself in fuck, to explore realms of intimacy beyond measure, states of rhapsody and consciousness of such high res that they take the breath away, right? Where are my memories, right? Where are those transitory and enchanted moments that take my breath away? Where is my postcard consciousness? What are those moments in which my self is annihilated? I lose myself, I find myself, I create myself, I renew myself, right? Where's my holy water? Where's my baptism? Where's my communion? Where is the relationship? Where is the space of intimacy, the cosmology of two, the intersubjective life world of me and her together on a sailboat outside of time, right? Where is the opportunity that I am so hungry for to completely disappear in the arms of another, right? I want to fall apart in the arms of another. I want to be held while I fall apart, and I want to hold that person when they fall apart. Like that opportunity, right? That need for that kind of intimacy, for that kind of communion with another being, for that kind of connection, for that kind of soul marriage, right? Is something that leaves me currently feeling emaciated. Like I'm starved for it. And I'm surfing, in a creative world in which everything is almost just perfect, but the fear, right? The fear of not doing enough, achieving enough, not being productive enough, not leveraging the opportunity enough, like this compulsion to stay in the hustle, right? Like a dog that keeps humping the air after the other dog has moved away. Like he's still, like, I just feel myself like in this mode sometimes, and I guess I'm sharing this because whenever that anxiety, whenever that the compulsion of productivity and ticking some box and doing what has to be done is when that finally falls away, I find myself realizing that what I really want is just intimacy. It's like I want to unplug from the matrix. I want to enter sacred space, with a woman. I want to make babies in sacred space. I want to be like the end of the movie Captain Fantastic when they all sing Sweet Child O' Mine together, oh man, find that person and raise philosopher kings, it's interesting. Maybe it's because I'm in my late 30s. Maybe it's because I'm in my mid to late 30s. This is like Jason Silva's version of of a quarter life crisis, you know. It's like the moment of like a fork in the road, like something has to change. Like I've gotten past a certain threshold and I can feel the hunger for transformation and I can heal the hunger of agitation, and I have to answer that disquiet. I have to marshal a response. I can't ignore it any longer. And I'm sure people at home can resonate. I mean, I'm sure you can resonate.
I completely understand.
See, brother.
It's like a surfer's always chasing that perfect wave.
Yeah.
When all he's really searching is the next wave, is to surf. So you're put in this place to find that thing that's gonna be working for you. You should just do it. If it gives you accolations or respect from your peers, that's extra. But there's things that you just, and a lot of people have a hard time explaining to themselves what they should be doing.
Well, I think it hints to a fundamental feeling of unsafeness. It's like my default, my baseline setting, it has a proclivity for feeling unsafe. Like it doesn't take much for me to feel like I lack something, like something has to be done, like I need to justify myself or keep myself safe. Like I'm not safe. If I'm not moving forward, I'm falling backwards. But you can get in this zone where you're on like a jogger. You know, you're on a treadmill where you are simulating the act of moving forward, but you're actually on a fucking treadmill going nowhere. You're a hamster in a hamster wheel, and you think you're being productive, but all you're really doing is giving up the one precious resource you have, which is time. And the real answer to the question is in Bukowski's quote. What does he say? What is it?
I don't have any time for things that have no soul.
I don't have any time for things that have no soul. Maybe that's what happens to people in their mid to late 30s. They realize, I don't have any time for things that have no soul. I'm not surfing to win. I'm surfing to surf. I'm not a wind-up doll. I'm not a competitive and it's not an exhibition surf session. Like I'm surfing to surf. You know, I don't have time for things that have no soul. Maybe that's really the answer to the question then, man.
Yeah, because what's the sort of like concrete jungle or maze or whatever you want to call it, that's a soulless place when like you see those buildings?
Well, I think that soullessness or soul sickness is what emerges when we've realized we've sold our soul, when we're not in integrity, where we've sold our time, sold our soul, sold our mentation, sold our inner life. We put a price on our interior real estate, and we've leased it all.
We've given away.
That's when our soul becomes sick. And you know, it's like, you know, the trivialities of modern life, you know, eventually act upon you like a pressure cooker. You know, the tug of conformity, and puts guardrails upon you, and then you put guardrails upon yourself, and then it becomes a kind of Stockholm syndrome where you fall in love with your prisoner. You know, I just love how I feel when I'm busy and productive. You know, I'm so in love with this oppressive state of consciousness, of anxiety, and ticking the boxes of the slot machine of petty things that bring me no soul and no satiation and no satisfaction. But it's okay, because I got money in the bank. Boom. But it's true, man. And so that's where the beginning of soul sickness happens. And I'm not saying that we don't need to survive, and I'm not saying that money is not important for whatever reason until we move to some next step function in an economic system that works for all, a la Bucky Fuller. But in the meantime, what I'm saying is that we have to find a way to live in congruence. We have to negotiate with ourselves, we have to negotiate with our psyche, and we've got to find a way of living with equanimity, grace, joy, and those effervescent moments that take our breath away, and that we must not sell. You know, that's just for us. You know, don't put a price on that, because it has no price. That's so, yeah.
Soul's not for sale.
It's not for sale, man. My soul's not for sale, man. Anyway, I hope you guys found resonance with that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for resonating. Thank you for vibrating with us. I hope that that you found reflection in some of those reflections. In these reflections.